This dark and hectic time of the year is actually a time for death and rebirth. Cultivate this enlightening energy in this yin yoga for the winter solstice. I'm Taylor, I'll be your teacher today, and I recommend having 2 blocks and a bolster or a rolled blanket close by. We'll begin today in a reclined butterfly. Come to draw the soles of your feet together to create a diamond shape with your legs. I recommend having your heels a little bit farther away from your groin for a more relaxed variation. Though if you'd like to add intensity, of course, draw your heels closer towards your groin. Blocks underneath your knees or your thighs can help, as over time this pose can definitely draw some tension into the knees and the hips. And you have the option to fully lay back flat on your back, or if you'd like to invite in a heart opener and a gentle shoulder stretch, you can use a bolster or a rolled blanket at the base of your spine and lean back onto that. Take your time to get comfy, cozy here. Arms may draw out far to the sides, palms facing up. Help to pull in, cultivate some energy. You may be feeling like you're really tired lately, especially it being the shortest day of the year. We could always use some more energy. Or if you would like to draw your attention inward, really focus on what's happening inside. Palms come to rest on your belly. Either option is perfect. Keep your breath soft at whatever depth that you like. Shallow or deep. Do what feels most nourishing for you today. This time of year, the winter solstice, when the light is minimal. It's a time of death, but also rebirth, renewal. And so this practice can be as much about going into this darkness and hibernating as you take maybe the next couple of months to really turn inwards as you prepare for the summer solstice come June. Or this practice could be about cultivating a lightness, knowing that the light is coming back, and also preparing for the summer solstice. What is it that you need today to release and be heavy, embrace the darkness, to be light and let go, and embrace the coming light that's coming? Take about 5 more soothing breaths here. Allow the backside of your body to be heavy into the ground, support you. On your next exhale, draw your hands to the outside of your thighs. Help your legs back together. Roll off to either side of your bolster if you're on one, and remove the prop from underneath you so you can lie down flat on your back. Notice how your low back feels gently pressing into the mat, how your chest feels as it comes back to center from lifting up. Have a block close by in one of your hands as you draw your heels towards your sit bones, knees point up to the sky. Generously press into your feet so your hips lift off the ground. Slide a block, or you can use two, underneath your sacrum. Think your tailbone area, the upper cushy part of your bum. Use two side by side if you would like extra support today. And resettle the back side of your hips onto these blocks. Keep your feet on the ground. The same options for arms, hands to be out wide or hands to rest on your belly here in supported bridge. Spread your upper back wide. Shoulder blades move away from each other if you press into the mat. Your heart may be light even as you gently curl your chest inwards. Low back may round towards the mat as you release here. You have the option to keep your feet planted firmly on the ground if you're enjoying this support, or to invite in a back bend and a release of the front side of hip flexors. Extend your legs long, about hip to mat width distance apart. And let your hip flexors, your pelvis be the highest part of your body. As you gently open the front side, embrace the lightness, the light that's coming. Even though it may be dark, you know that there is always good, always something worthy, something joyful around the corner. Just like the seasons that we experience, our life goes through seasons as well. It's only natural. We cannot be high or low all the time. And the key to experiencing joy and bliss and living a fantastic life is knowing to go with the flow of these seasons. Draw your heels back in, feet to the mat if they're not already. Moving slowly. Stiffness is totally normal in yin. Press into your feet as you lift your hips up. Remove any props from underneath you. Set them to the side. Give your spine a moment to readjust with your hips on the ground. When you're ready, hug your knees in towards your chest. It might be nice to do a little rock from side to side here. And roll over to your right hand side into fetal position. Just a transition. Left hand in front of your chest helps push you all the way up. Come to sit on your sit bones and spread your legs wide, preparing for dragonfly pose. You may want your bolster in front of you or your blocks here. And if you know that you have a hard time doing forwards folds or it's quite stiff in your low back, you tend to round through your low back, You may want to sit up on a folded blanket or a block here. And your legs can be as wide or narrow as you'd like. You choose your intensity. Inhale, top of head reaches up towards the sky, long spine. When you're ready, you begin to hinge forward from your hips, keeping a straight spine. You may come to rest forward onto your elbows or bolster. One more inhale to lengthen the spine, think flat back. Exhale to completely round forward. Let your body melt into the ground. Release any holding. The sensation is like embracing the darkness, releasing any weight so that you can take on even more. You may wish to place a block on top of your bolster, under your head, or stack your blocks. You have lots of choices here. Do whatever you need to get as cozy as possible here in Dragonfly. About 5 more breaths to completely release all your weight into the props, into the ground. Let go of any holding whatsoever. Draw your hands underneath your shoulders, palms face the ground. Push generously into your hands as you roll your spine back up to restack shoulders over hips. And take a breath or two here to notice how the entire back side of your body feels, from the back of your head all the way down to your tailbone, around your bum to the back of your heels. Bring your hands underneath your thighs to help draw your legs in. Find a wide stance here with your feet on the ground so you can windshield wiper your legs from side to side, allowing both legs to fall in the same direction. And find a little bit of chi, prana. This is our life force energy back into the body after that stillness. Set your props off to the side. You may want to block close by and swing your legs behind you so you're coming down onto your belly. Your forearms will rest on the mat, elbows draw underneath your shoulders. And if this is already causing a pinching or any discomfort in your low back, just slide your arms a little bit forward here. Fingertips spread wide. Generously push into the mat with your forearms and hands and slightly pull back to help open the front side of your heart space. Think of Sphinx pose here as your rebirth. You're coming out. You may wish to dip your chin, and you can use a block underneath your forehead. Rest your third eye on it to release any tension. Give your neck a little bit of a break. Or you can keep your head up, your gaze soft, just off the top of your mat. Do what feels most comfortable, most nourishing. And if you still notice any tightness in your low back, give your hips a little bit of a wiggle or draw your legs wider so you can rest in stillness here in Sphinx as peacefully as possible. Embrace the weight of your rib cage pulling you towards the ground, and the lightness on the front side of your heart space as it pulls up. These opposing sensations mirror so beautifully the seasons that we move through, our death and rebirth. You have the option to stay here in Sphinx, or if you would like to add intensity to the back bend, journey with me into Seal. Keep your elbows where they are. Draw your hands slightly out towards the top corners of your mat. Push firmly into your palms as you lift your elbows off of the ground. Keep a soft bend in them as your chest lifts higher. Gaze looks forward just off the top of your mat here in Seal. Think of this as the rising up after your death. And maybe for a few breaths as you rest here, you begin to think about what you would like to invite in and cultivate through this season. What do you need? Is it rest and rejuvenation? Are you in a time of creativity, of ideas that you can put into life come summer? Two more full breaths here. Slowly lower your elbows down to the mat. Then send your elbows wide. Remove any props if you were using any under your head in Sphinx. Stack your palms, rest your head on the back of your hands. Option to stay here in crocodile, or draw your heels towards your glutes and send your shins from side to side, or more windshield wipers. This can feel like a nice release for the low back. Release your legs long once more. And you may feel really comfortable and grounded here already in crocodile. Or you may choose to flip yourself over and come into Shavasana. Maybe some support under your knees with blocks or a bolster. Maybe a blanket. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Just get as comfortable as you can so you can begin to integrate all that you just learned, all that your body has taken in, and embrace this beautiful season and this short though wonderful day. Let all your thoughts float away like clouds as you rest here for the final few minutes of class. Allow your breath to begin to deepen, refill you with energy as you start to reawaken. Invite a wiggle into your fingertips and your toes, movement to your ankles and your wrists. Maybe you rock your head softly from side to side. Then take a big stretch like you're just waking up for the day. Toes and fingertips reach in opposite directions. Big inhale. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Then roll over towards your right hand side into fetal position. Take your time as you push yourself up into a comfortable seat. We'll meet with our hands in prayer at our heart centers. And bow your head so your third eye meets your fingertips. Thank yourself for showing up today, for doing this act of self-love for your mind, body, and your soul. Bring your head back up. May you feel kind words. May you speak kind words. May you think kind words. Together, we bow forward and say thank you. What's something that you want to bring in or cultivate this winter season? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, have a fabulous day.